El judaísmo es una religión de prácticas y acciones. No es casualidad que existan 613 preceptos. Algunos de estos preceptos están pensados para ser cumplidos en el Templo de Jerusalén, pero dado que hoy en día el templo no está en pie, no se pueden realizar. Sin embargo, existen otras mitzvot, es decir, otros preceptos que aún se pueden cumplir. Estos preceptos y leyes abarcan todos los aspectos de la vida: la comida que comemos, las oraciones que realizamos, la familia en la que vivimos y mucho más. Cuando se realizan dentro de una comunidad grande, es más sencillo, ya que existe infraestructura que facilita su cumplimiento. Pero ¿qué sucede cuando la comunidad es tan pequeña? ¿Qué sucede cuando en algún país, debido a la casi inexistente vida judía allí, no existe tal infraestructura? ¿Es realmente posible tener una vida judía religiosa? Estamos en Corea del Sur, un país remoto para la vida judía, para ver de cerca los desafíos y dificultades a los que se enfrentan los judíos ortodoxos en este país. ¿Cómo logran mantener una vida religiosa en un entorno radicalmente diferente? ¿Es realmente posible superar estos desafíos? En este video intentaremos contestar estas preguntas. Algo crucial para cualquier ser humano es la alimentación, y en el judaísmo existe un concepto llamado kashrut. Este, resumido de una manera sencilla, implica qué alimento se considera apto para el ser humano y qué tipos de animales o combinaciones de alimentos se consideran inadecuados. Por ejemplo, según las leyes de kashrut, el cerdo es un animal no apto para el consumo. Así también lo son las langostas, los cangrejos y los pulpos, entre otros. También está prohibido mezclar carne con leche. En países donde las comunidades judías son grandes y desarrolladas, esto no representa una complicación, pues hay personas responsables de certificar alimentos de acuerdo a las leyes de kashrut. Pero, ¿qué ocurre en países como Corea del Sur, en donde la comunidad judía es tan pequeña? ¿Es difícil encontrar alimentos kasher, es decir, aptos para el consumo? Nos encontramos con el rabino Asher Litzman, que, como dijimos en el capítulo anterior, está a cargo de la sede de Chabad en Corea del Sur. Asher encontró una solución creativa para la falta de alimentos kasher en este país tan peculiar.
Estamos probablemente en el lugar más curioso de toda la casa de Chabad, que es un cuarto especial donde pueden ver que tenemos comida, productos alimenticios, y la pregunta es, ¿para qué? ¿Para qué necesitamos un cuarto lleno de comida? No sé, veo galletitas, arroz, té, café, tahini. Me da mucha curiosidad, así que vamos a preguntar de qué se trata todo esto. Why do you have a room for food?
We are not angels, we need to eat.
Okay, but I saw you live here. There are 2,000 restaurants here. If you go off the street, there are a lot of supermarkets. Why do you need this?
This is kosher. All kosher. And many people, even when they travel, they eat kosher.
But in the supermarket, there are no kosher products?
Almost no.
In the restaurants, nothing. So it means you can't go and sit like in any restaurant here in Korea. Never.
What we eat, this is what we are. We are what we eat. So I want to make sure I'm healthy, both physically and also spiritually. If I want to have a healthy life, don't want to get angry. Not on my wife, not on my kids, not on you. I need to eat good food. And what they have in the restaurant, I don't know what's inside.
And what you have here, where is it from?
Most of it is from Israel, but we have also from the US and also from Korea. This is
From Korea? How?
So I went to the factory to make sure that it's kosher. I supervised all the steps and researched everything about the company to make sure that it's 100% kosher. And this is traditional, it's called doenjang. It's a soybean that you put it with the soup. And it's very good. It's very...
So the only way to eat a Korean product for you is to go to the factory and make sure it's kosher. Who is this for? All this stuff. Is it for you, for your family only?
It's not for me. I don't eat processed food. I try to eat as natural as possible. But this is for people who are living here and for travelers. And especially before Pesach, we are very, very busy.
There are a lot of Jewish travelers in Korea, in South Korea, that want to eat kosher. So their only option, there's no other option. The only option is to come here to you and buy food from you. There's no other way. So we can say this is also a store.
Yes. We don't make money of it, but we are very happy when someone is able to keep kosher even here with no issues. Very, very easy and also inexpensive.
Are there Jewish persons here living in South Korea that they only eat kosher? So they come here every week? Oh, that's interesting. They don't buy in the supermarket, they buy from you.
Si te está gustando el video, suscríbete, dale me gusta y compártelo. Y si quieres llevar tu apoyo al siguiente nivel, puedes hacerte miembro del canal. Cada contribución es muy significativa para nosotros y nos ayuda a seguir creando contenido.
Vamos a ver qué productos curiosos podemos encontrar acá que seguramente algunos de ustedes conocen. Miren, primero, el famoso gefilte fish, la comida judía tradicional de los judíos que vinieron de Europa de Este. ¿Qué más podemos encontrar acá? Una comida típica israelí que siempre nos encanta y tenemos en casa, la tahini.
Cuando escuchamos sobre los esfuerzos masivos que un judío ortodoxo realiza para consumir alimentos kasher en lugares tan remotos, no pudimos evitar pensar en la siguiente pregunta. Con todas las dificultades asociadas con la observancia de los mandamientos de la Torá, ¿cómo se puede disfrutar del proceso y del camino? ¿Cómo hacen para mantener su fe ante tantos desafíos? Para responder esta pregunta, nos encontramos con Akiva Tor, el embajador de Israel en Corea del Sur.
What do you love about the fact that you're a Jew?
Yeah, this is an interesting and very personal question.
Oh.
I think every Jewish person asks himself, what does it mean to be Jewish? I'm sure you ask yourself this question very, very often. What is the meaning of being Jewish? And I think there's so many different answers. For me, I believe that Jewishness is a form of being human. In other words, I think that Judaism is a religion, but it's mostly a culture. It's a form of human civilization which is very ancient. And I think that Judaism is unique and worthy of being maintained because of its values, because of the way it connects people. Not because of the way it excludes people, which it does as well, but I don't think that's so good. I mean, I think Judaism has negative aspects, but I like being a Jewish human.
Quizás hayas pensado que la comida es el mayor desafío de la comunidad judía en Corea, pero no lo es. Aquí, el sistema educativo es completamente diferente a la educación que los niños judíos ortodoxos suelen recibir. Estos niños estudian la Torá, el Talmud, los mandamientos, las leyes y otros temas que un sistema educativo no judío no puede proporcionarles. Tal es así que los únicos niños de Corea del Sur que se educan en un sistema educativo judío son los hijos de Asher. Esto puede sonar muy extraño, pues ¿cómo se puede impartir una educación judía en un país en donde directamente no existe tal educación? Asher responde.
You have a big family. How many kids do you have?
9.
9. Wow. How do you manage with the kids' education? Where do they study?
So Chabad has a system that kids can study online. And they have a teacher normally from Israel. So by the age of 13 or 14, they have to go elsewhere. Our son is in the US and our daughter is in Israel.
Why?
Because it's time already that you have to go and meet more people, socialize to get ready for the real life.
But it means eventually all your kids will go from Korea.
Yes,
and they will come back?
I hope.
Regarding the education of the kids, do they interact with South Koreans, with other kids?
So we have people in the community Also to neighbor countries here. Last week we had a convention of all Chabad families, Chabad in Asia, so 40 families, 100 people. And they met kids that they are studying online. They never met them. Now they met.
Where do you meet?
In Bangkok.
Bangkok. Do you feel your kids need interaction with other, or even you? Like you need interaction with other people around here?
I feel that it's not necessary for most kids. Some kids do need to interact. Baruch Hashem, our kids are also remember we have 9 kids, so then it's like a football team.
Yeah.
So they don't really need it. If a kid need it, then they have to find solutions. Sometimes that a kid who is 9, 10 years old have to travel already to another place, which is much more difficult.
Do you speak Korean?
I can understand. I can communicate what I need to say.
Do your kids speak Korean?
No.
Do you think they need Korean, or there's no need?
If they will be a Jew who would speak only Korean, then we will learn the language. All of the Jews are coming here. They all speak English.
Algunos de los desafíos de la comunidad judía en Corea no son extraños a los ojos de otras comunidades judías del mundo. El embajador Akiva Tor, quien fue también embajador de Israel en otros países, nos dio una visión sobre las diversas comunidades judías que se encontró en el mundo.
It's not your first place outside of Israel as a diplomat.
No, I've served in quite a few. As a young diplomat, I served in the Netherlands and in Taiwan. I was consul general in San Francisco, and I'm the ambassador here.
Wow. With all this experience,
And I had some interesting jobs in Israel too.
in those places that you visited and lived there, where is the most rich Jewish community or the most interesting Jewish community? I don't mean rich by money, but rich by people.
Well, okay, so look, Taiwan and Taiwan was a very, very small community. Now it's much larger, by the way.
Smaller than Korean?
Well, at the time, there was no Chabad in Taiwan in the 90s, and it was a number of families who were some Israeli, some American, some Iraqi and Lebanese background. In the Netherlands, I encountered a community, a very unique community, one which kind of breaks your heart, because the Jews of the Netherlands are living in a community where the great majority of Dutch Jews were destroyed in the Holocaust. And all Jewish life is taking place in the shadow of the Second World War, which you still feel it every day.
How?
Well, one of my jobs, at the time in the Netherlands, I was in charge of public diplomacy and I was spokesman of the embassy. And one of my jobs was giving out the Yad Vashem Award for the Righteous. We had many, many, many such awards in the Netherlands because Jews were hidden, and it was fascinating and terribly sad. Dutch Jewry and in general European Jewry are Jewish communities where you feel the weight of history of the 20th century. In San Francisco, I had a completely different experience. It's a huge Jewish community. I was in charge actually of the whole Pacific Northwest. So it's Northern California, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Idaho, small communities, and Alaska, where there's a very nice Jewish community in Anchorage.
Really? They have a community there?
Yeah, 3,000 Jews.
Wow, it's a lot.
Very, very active Chabad house and also several synagogues, a Reform synagogue. Very interesting community.
And
They're called the Frozen Jews, the Frozen Chosen, the Frozen Chosen.
Uno de los mandamientos centrales en la vida de una mujer judía religiosa es el de la inmersión en la mikve. Según la tradición judía, la mujer debe sumergirse en la mikve después de su ciclo menstrual para remover la impureza. Esta mitzvah, este mandamiento, se repite cada mes y en países donde no hay mikve se dificulta mucho la vida de la mujer. Por ejemplo, en Corea del Sur, hasta hace unos años no existía ninguna mikve. La primera fue construida hace algunos años y hasta entonces las mujeres que cumplían con esta mitzvah tenían que viajar a países vecinos una vez al mes para poder cumplirla. Asher nos cuenta sobre la mikve que él mismo construyó en Corea del Sur.
Vengan conmigo para ver este lugar tan especial y hermoso.
Alexa, turn on ceiling.
¡Wow! En la vida judía ortodoxa, cada mujer tiene que venir al mikve una vez por mes de tema de purificación y de tema de familia. Pero la verdad que en mi caso yo estuve en el mikve antes del casamiento. También un día antes de casarse tenés que venir a un mikve y yo lo hice en Israel claramente, pero claro que sí, que no parecía así. Acá me siento como en un spa. Miren este lugar tan precioso que la mujer puede preparar acá, preparar su cuerpo, porque si saben o no, el precepto de mikve lo hacen, la mujer lo hace desnuda. Y acá tiene todo sus cosas que puede hacer antes de entrar al mikve, que es este lugar específico. Y con esta vista, la verdad que no me siento en Corea del Sur, me siento en Jerusalén hace 2000 años atrás, ahí con el dibujito del monte del templo de Jerusalén.
Mikveh is the foundation of Jewish life. When parents they want to have children, the woman must use the mikveh, and this makes the baby to be pure, to be holy. The union between the parents is holy and sanctified when the woman is using the mikveh in the right time, in the right way.
But what's the difference between a swimming pool or I would say jacuzzi, and this? Because this looks like a swimming pool to many eyes.
It's pure rainwater. It's coming directly from the rain through the roof in a special method. And this makes it to be pure water. And only this can purify the person. We can use a lot of water, but it will not purify the soul. If it's according to the Jewish way, then it makes change and can be now receptive to a holy soul. There is a preparation that everything, the whole body have to be clean, and then they can go into the water, and they say a blessing, and then they are pure. So we spend many days and nights designing it, and actually all the tiles, all the small tiles we put together to make it perfect, beautiful, that everyone would feel the holiness, the beauty of it.
Did you get inspired by Koreans? Because everything here is so aesthetic.
So we have some Korean style in it, but not everything. It's an infusion, this and that. We raised funds from all over the world, and even from Argentina. Mr. Elstein helped us tremendously building this beautiful mikveh.
Viajar a Corea del Sur fue inspirador. Las personas de la pequeña comunidad judía que viven allí no sienten que viven rodeados de dificultades que impiden que su vida judía se desarrolle con normalidad. El kashrut, la educación de los niños, la mikve, entre otras cosas, son vistos como oportunidades para aprender sobre sí mismos y su judaísmo, y también como conceptos que requieren soluciones creativas. Con todo esto en mente, le preguntamos a Asher cómo ve el futuro de la comunidad judía en Corea del Sur.
How do you see the future for Jews here in Korea? What's your dream?
We see a big future, and we plan to have a big synagogue here, a Jewish center that will have all the facilities, a big kosher restaurant and big store and big nice synagogue that every Jew can come and feel comfortable, and there will be plenty of space, and also Korean can come and study about Judaism.
La pregunta que surge es ¿por qué se hacen todas estas cosas? ¿Por qué hacer un esfuerzo por obtener alimentos kasher? ¿Por qué construir una mikve que está destinada a ser utilizada una vez al mes? ¿Por qué invertir en estudios de Torá y educación en el hogar? ¿Por qué hacen todo esto? Para responder a esta pregunta, es necesario profundizar un nivel más y preguntar ¿cuál es el propósito real del judaísmo en el mundo? Le hicimos esta pregunta a Kiva y su respuesta nos conmovió.
I'm a religious person, and the way I understand the mission of Judaism is, I think that a good Jew is trying to help the world be the way God wants it to be. A Christian would say to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. I think it means to help take the world to be an ideal society. It means to be good. It means to be a good husband, a good father, a good boss, and to try to do my job of diplomacy in a way which is really, really helping my country, but also helping my country to be the best country it can be. That's the way I understand the meaning of being Jewish, Torah, commandments, mitzvot. Not everyone sees it that way, but that's the way I see it, and that's the way my wife sees it.
And what do you think is your tikkun olam as a Jewish person?
Well, first of all, this is another interesting thing. What is the purpose of Judaism? Is it to repair the world, or is it to do God's will?
Maybe both of them.
I think that the deep job of a Jewish person is to be a good Jew, and to be a good Jew means to be a very, very exceptionally good human being. And it means to love all of humanity and to care about the planet Earth, and to also care about the Jewish people, and to care very, very deeply about the state of Israel. And all of these things can sometimes clash, not be in contradiction, but they can clash a little bit. I think that it gives meaning to life. Why are we here? What's it all about?